Good afternoon, Chair Holden and members of the Committee on Technology. My name is Dr. Sarah Meyers West, and I am a postdoctoral researcher at the AI Now Institute, an interdisciplinary research center at New York University that focuses on the social implications of artificial intelligence. The City Council's scrutiny of this space is particularly needed in a moment where workers are facing increasing precarity in the wake of the pandemic. It's critical that regulation of this space be designed to provide the support that workers will need in protecting themselves against employment discrimination. In July, the AI Now Institute joined 23 other civil rights, employment, and privacy organizations by signing a set of civil rights principles for hiring assessment technologies. Building on these principles, my testimony makes two primary points. One, that this is a space in urgent need of increased accountability and oversight. Two, that bias as it surfaces in these tools cannot be separated out from historic and present day patterns of employment discrimination. And in fact, that the research suggests that these tools could introduce new forms of bias. The tools that INT 1894 aims to regulate are already in wide use across a wide range of industries and job categories. And in the absence of clear standards of oversight and evaluation, these systems are already being used to make important decisions throughout the entire hiring process, from who gets targeted with a job ad to who might be called in for an interview to what salary might be offered to a candidate. Candidates are often unaware when these systems are in use. They're unaware of what qualifications would be taken into account when making decisions about whether or not they get a job. And thus they're unable to identify or marshal the necessary evidence when discrimination takes place, let alone aggregate the data across multiple individuals necessary to challenge it. But while transparency and disclosure are very important steps toward ensuring accountability in the use of automated employment decision tools, they're really only the first of many. Studies of these systems raise significant doubt as to whether they work as advertised. And even more concerningly, they suggest that they may in fact introduce other new forms of employment discrimination. Other panelists have brought up discrimination on the basis of disability, class. I would also bring up access to technology. At present, there is also a worrying lack of well-defined best practices as to appropriate methods for debiasing or auditing these systems. We also lack sufficient information about how vendors' audits work in practice in order to make an independent assessment of their effectiveness in mitigating discriminatory outcomes. Given their prevalence, it's thus deeply concerning how little we know about whether automated employment decisions systems work, let alone what kinds of harms they introduce. Thus, while the INT 1894 bill addresses an area sorely in need of close scrutiny, we are concerned that at present, this bill could allow for the perpetuation of discriminatory hiring practices and in the end, legitimize tools that could even compound their effects. Thank you very much for your time.